What's up everybody, this is your favorite homeboy, and today Autumn's gonna take us through making spring rolls in celebration of our 1,000 subscribers. So thanks again for supporting the channel, and this is sponsored by Mars Hill Realty.
Okay, we're gonna make fresh spring rolls today. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the sauce. And it's a hoisin dip sauce. And it's the kind that you get when you go to the Vietnamese restaurants. The brown sauce that you dip it in, and it has a little bit of peanut in it. So it's really easy to make. You're gonna get some hoisin sauce, and it's a kind of a 1-to-1 ratio of hoisin and water. So I'm just gonna squirt out a cup of that because we like a lot of it. So pour it into my bowl, and then I just boiled some water. You can do this over the stovetop or you can do it in the microwave, but I'm just gonna do it with boiling water. So I've just boiled some water. This is hot water, boiling water, and I'm gonna add a cup of boiling water to my mixture, and I'm gonna just mix it in because the hoisin is pretty salty, and that's why I'm adding the water to kind of dilute it a little bit, and that way you're not getting so much sodium. It's not ultra salty, but you still have the flavor. And then to that, I'm gonna add a couple of dollops of peanut butter. And I have here crunchy peanut butter, but you can use smooth peanut butter. If you have a peanut allergy, you can use almond butter or cashew butter. Or if you don't want to add any nuts, you don't have to use any nut butter. You can just leave it at that, and that'll be fine as well. So I'm gonna have like a big dollop of that, maybe a little bit more, kind of like 2 tablespoons, I'd say, two to three tablespoons for this much. I put in a cup, so, and then I'm just gonna mix it in. Maybe you can use a whisk if you want to, but just gonna try to mix it with what I have. And I like the crunchy one just because when you see it at the restaurants, they sometimes will have it with crushed peanuts, and the crunchy already has peanut bits in it, so then I don't have to worry about hunting down any peanuts and crushing them because it'll already be in my sauce. So there we go. You don't need to just try to get it as incorporated as possible. If you've got bits of peanut butter kind of floating around, that's fine. So that's my sauce, and the sauce is ready to go, and we'll ladle it out into little bowls for dipping when it comes time. Now I'm gonna just show you all of the stuff that's gonna go into our wraps. Another ingredient that you're gonna have in your wrap is the vermicelli noodles. You can say vermicelli, vermicelli, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but basically it's the rice noodles. And I am going to just cook some up, boiling some water, and get that ready for you guys. And I have it already taken out of the package, but I think Joey's got a picture of the actual package on it, so you can take a look at it. So I know this is ready when I just grab a little bit with my chopstick. If you don't have a chopstick, obviously use tongs or whatever you're comfortable tool with, and then you can put on a plate, but I just wait for it to cool and then I pinch. And if it pinches, there's no give, pinches pretty easily, then it's done. So that's done. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna drain it and I'm gonna rinse it in cold water, just to rinse some of that starch off and to really cool it down, because you can't really use it when it's super hot. This kind of noodle actually is meant to be like room temperature, used at room temperature. So let it drain, and then I'll put it in a bowl. Okay, and then once it kind of like sits for a little bit and dries, because right now it's super wet, it actually gets sticky, so it'll stick together. Really, there's no rules to this. Really, it's whatever you want, but what I'm gonna put in it today is I have some bib lettuce. You could use a different kind of, whatever lettuce you have on hand, you can just use. I have some cucumbers that I've cut up into little kind of like little sticks. And I like it this size because this is kind of like the size that is gonna fit on my wrap, and it'll help me to be able to wrap it nice and in a nice package. I have some Thai basil. I have some cilantro, some bean sprouts. So those are my veggies. And if you wanted to make it a vegetarian thing, then just use this, and you can even add tofu if you wanted to, like maybe fried tofu cut up in little sticks kind of this size, and use that if you wanted a vegetarian. But for our protein, we are having some shredded chicken, and this is just chicken tender that I kind of boiled until it was ready. So it's just boiled chicken, and then some shrimp. So I have shrimp here, I have chicken for my protein, and I have my veggies, and then I have my rice paper here. So I'm gonna show you how to wrap one. So usually, if you're gonna be having this as a meal for friends that are coming over, it's really fun actually to have your friends come over and make their own spring rolls. You just have all this stuff out, put it in the middle of your table, and then you would have a big bowl that you can put your hot water in. You can either just run hot tap water, fill your bowl with it, and then you're gonna dip your rice paper. But instead of just kind of letting my water run and run and run until it gets hot, since I have boiling water that I boiled previously, I'm gonna use some of that boiling water. It's super hot because it's boiling, so I'm not gonna use just the boiling water. I'm gonna mix it with some cold tap water so that it's I would say not room temperature, but it's hot, but it's not too hot that you're gonna burn your fingers. So that's good. And the hot water is helpful for softening the rice paper. So that feels good to me. So you get to put this bowl right in the middle, you have your rice paper in the middle, and then everybody just by themselves, they just grab it, they'll dip it and they'll wrap it themselves and they'll eat it as they go. So they're just eating as they make one, and it's just a fun hands-on thing. So this is the rice paper that I use. You can find it in an Asian store. You don't have to use this brand, but what I do like to look for is I like to look at the ingredients, and I want to make sure that one of the ingredients that it has tapioca in it. It'll either say tapioca, or it'll say tapioca flour or tapioca starch, but The tapioca makes it more sticky so that when it softens and you're wrapping it, it'll stick. If you don't have the tapioca in it and it's just the rice flour with the water and the salt, it tends to not be as sticky and might fall apart on you. So I always look for ones that have that tapioca in the ingredients. So I'm gonna take one and I'm just gonna dip it in my water fully, just like that. It doesn't have to stay really quick. So I have my rice paper, then I'm gonna layer down, and there is kind of like a kind of sequence-ish a little bit. I always put the ones that are like leafy ones because it kind of holds everything together and it serves as a base. But then after that, then I put my basil, which kind of is also kind of leafy, and my cilantro, and then my and then my noodles. So you don't want too much. The most difficult part, again, of making spring rolls is not overfilling it so that you can roll it. So this time I'm going to put chicken. I'm going to put some of the chicken in. And this is a great way to use up, oh, I forgot my, there's just so much stuff. I forgot my, my bean sprouts, so I'm gonna put some bean sprouts in. You can put carrots in if you want. So this is actually the perfect timing because it's soft enough for me to work with, but not too soft that it's sticky. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to roll this. You wanna be firm but gentle so you don't break it. I'm sure others probably make a more pretty one, but that's mine. Maybe I'll try to make and one more. I'll do one shrimp, and I'll try to make this one a little pretty. So I have that. Again, my bib lettuce and my cilantro and my so I have my Thai basil, my cilantro, and a little bit of noodles. I'm gonna get my bean sprout and a cucumber, and I'll make a shrimp one. 2 shrimps. I'm trying to make this a little bit longer. And fold it in the sides. Fold it away from me. There. So this one looks a little bit better, not as chunky as this one. So here you go. And then you just take it and dip it in your sauce and enjoy. So that's how you make spring rolls. I hope you guys do this at home. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and we'll definitely answer your questions. I was gonna say, right now, the meals that you see me prepare here, it's specifically for a friend of ours who's going through a really hard time right now. She's, she's been diagnosed with cancer and she's just trying to help out their family. But I would love to help out any other family members. So if you're in the Centerville area, Fairfax area, anywhere in the nearby vicinity, and you guys have a need where, gosh, you would love to have a meal brought to you, I would love to help out. Just shoot us, leave a comment below and let us know, and maybe we'll get in contact with you and be able to bless your family. Well, I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you make it. That's it for today.